There we go. Girl, I'm over here just talking up a storm. What's going on, y'all? Hello. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Today has been kind of like a glitchy type of day for me. I'm talking about I don't know, everything has been going kind of like, in circles and stuff. But hello. For 20 seconds, I was literally up here giving my whole little intro, and I realized I'm not even in the stream yet. I'm sitting there watching myself, not even in the stream, so y'all can't even hear me. But hello. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. Let's get straight into this video. Alrighty, what's going on, Neo X? What's going on, Big2? Hey, Neo. Okay, so I decided to make this an Eargasmic report because I'm just gonna calm down today, but at the same time, I wanted to make sure that you guys are able to see something real pretty. Okay, so first things first, let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac. So let me pull my picture up to make sure that you guys have something pretty to look at. Okay. Please make sure you guys thumbs up. Let me get into it. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Bam, baby. Now let me see, can I take this display down so I can be able to show you guys what I'm seeing. So make sure we can see the same thing, because baby, we have a full list of things that we're gonna get into. Let me see. Where you at, baby? Bam, there we go. Okay, so the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 7. So the reunion recently aired. So this is what the cast looks like. Now I'm going to read off the cast members from left to right. You have Mia. Right next to Mia, you have Robin Dixon. Right next to Robin, you have Candace Dillard. Then right here in the center, in the middle, you have Karen Hugler. Right next to Karen, you have Gizelle Bryant. Then you have Ashley Darby, and then at the very end, you have Wendy. Now her last name I always butcher, but I want to say it's Wendy Osu. I probably butchered her last name, but however, this is Wendy. All right, so this is the Real Housewives of Potomac, an all-black cast on the Bravo series Real Housewives. Now, their reunion recently aired, and this season has been a very rocky season because colorism allegations have come arise throughout the season. The cast has been accused of being colorist, of treating the dark-skinned women on the cast much differently than they would other women on the cast when it comes down to the way that they may react to certain situations. Both cast members, dark skin and also someone lighter in complexion, both of them may act the exact same way or react the exact same way, but there are two different reactions from the group. Because it seems like whenever the dark-skinned cast members act out, it seems to be blown out of proportion compared to when it's another cast member who seems to have more of a fair skin complexion. It seems to be like, kind of swept up under the rug, or they tend to quote unquote pat them on the back, and I'm using quotation marks. But it's something I wanted to talk about here specifically. So Candace, the one in between Robin Dixon and Karen Hugler, Candace. So Candace is actually is a cast member, of course, but she is going at it with Gizelle Bryant. Now, Gizelle Bryant is the one right next to Karen on the other side, but also she's the one right next to Ashley. Now, Gizelle Bryant and Candace are going back and forth this season because Gizelle Bryant is deciding to push or play around with narratives that Candace's husband is kind of made her feel uncomfortable, and it's kind of having like a Me Too type of feel whenever she talks about the situation, or she quote unquote discusses the allegations. And so on the reunion, Candace is known for her mouth. Gizelle's not really known for her mouth, and as you can also tell, she's not really known for her fashion. So this reunion, Candace kind of got, well, I'm not gonna say kind of, she got Gizelle together. Now, what was actually said was that Candace talked about Gizelle's uterus. Now, here's the thing. what Candace talked about was she felt like whenever Gizelle's on the show, she likes to attack the other women's husbands. But since Gizelle, who is also known on the show for not really having a man or quote unquote a husband, even though she's a housewife, a man or husband, they never, and when I say they, the rest of the cast never have a husband to attack back in retaliation. So what Candace decided to do, she decided to go for what she knew best. Now, even though Candace did read her down, people had a very diverse reaction to Candace. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey. But yes, people had a very diverse reaction to Candace saying things or reading Gizelle about her uterus, because people felt like, oh my God, other women, that's a read that can affect other women with fertility issues. That's kind of messed up. Why would she do that? But here's the thing. Now, here is where the hypocrisy of, people's BS starts to really come into effect. Let me just take this bad boy down and let me just kind of remind you guys real quick, because we're going to talk about some hypocrisies. We're going to talk about some things that people, and this goes to the idea that if an audience like a specific person, they're going to go with or pacify certain things or certain behavior. But however, if the antagonist or the villain or the person that's not looked as the fan favorite, if they do something very similar, they get demonized for it. So let's go down memory lane. Let's have a talk about some things that I noticed. So let's talk about some things, baby. Let me see, can I get this picture rolled up real quick? Bam, right here. Let me see, can I get this bad boy going? Bam, right here. Here we go. Forgive me, y'all. I'm over here figuring out new ways how I can put these pictures up. Because, baby, when I tell you what's going on, 8 Bless, we got a new member. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, I want to say thank you guys so very much, because, baby, when I tell you I felt so much under the weather, it makes no sense. Like, when I tell you I've been trying to go live for the last couple of days, but I just didn't have it in me. I just really was not feeling it. But thank you, 8 Blessed. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about some things. Let's really get into the things. So let me make sure this is down and make sure my thing is all the way down. But thank you. Where that bad boy at? Bam, right here. I'm gonna save you. Bam. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video. So let's get into one of my very favorite housewives. Let's get into Miss Kenya Moore. Now, this is where the hypocrisy starts to come into place. The hypocrisy is, I understand the whole notion of this is going to be a read that affects other women who have fertility issues, and this is a read that's very insensitive. But I'm also very much aware, especially when I started to go through these YouTube spaces and I heard certain content creators begin to speak, or I started to hear other people's perspectives on the reunion. I think it's very interesting that a lot of people, especially certain content creators, that are starting to take this stance, because season 6 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, this is also, and by the way, my girl look good, this is also the same reunion where Miss Phaedra Parks gave a quote unquote legendary, and I'm using quotation marks, legendary read against Miss Kenya Moore about her fertility issues. And by the way, the reason why I say it's not really legendary, only because of the simple fact that, in my personal opinion, I feel like it was rehearsed, because even she was stuttering over her words, trying to remember her lines. When Miss Phaedra Parks was talking about Miss Kenya Moore's fertility issues, and people lived for it. They clapped it on. They said, this is iconic. Yes. But however, this goes back to my point of, when the masses or the audience do not like you, if you do the exact same thing that at one point in time, keep in mind, let's also keep context, compared to Kenya and Phaedra and Portia were more liked on the show. Kenya was the villain and people didn't like her. So it was okay for Phaedra to slaughter, and I'm using quotation marks, slaughter Kenya with that read about her fertility issues. But on the Real Housewives of Potomac, what's going on, loves? On the Real Housewives of Potomac, when it comes down to Miss Candace and what she has to say about Miss Gizelle Bryant and her fertility issues, and keep in mind, let's keep context, after Miss Gizelle Bryant has been pushing a narrative that her husband made her feel uncomfortable, has pushed narratives that she basically pushed a narrative of Me Too or whatever. But then once Candace, who's also at times, it can be kind of, it can kind of be argued that she's not really a fan favorite. I personally like Candace. I've grown to like her. But people like to make the exception for Candace for doing the exact same thing Miss Phaedra Parks did. But the reactions are different. People need to make it make sense. It's not making sense to me. Because, girl, it's not making sense. They didn't make it make sense, y'all. It's not. It's not making sense at all. Baby. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure I touch up on that. This is my first video back. It's been kind of like, glitchy and stuff. I'm not gonna say even on the technology aspect. I'm gonna say when it comes down to me actually doing these videos, I was over here in the first 20 seconds going all saying, "What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the man of Reckless Logic." And the next thing I know, I realized I wasn't even in the stream. So which means y'all couldn't hear not one word I was saying, but it's all right. I'm gonna make it through. Okay? All right, but let's move on. I do want to talk about this specific story. I think this is a perfect segue. Now, this story happened, well, it was put up on the Shade Room. I'm going to say, let's go 6 days ago. Let me see, can I pull this bad boy up? Now, it says here, former Ohio State football players found not guilty of, now I'm going to substitute some words here because, girl, YouTube will be trying to get me up out of here. Now it says former Ohio State football players found not guilty of sexual assault and kidnapping 19-year-old woman. Baby. Here we go. Let me see. Can I bring this bad boy? Hold on. Let me clear some of these tabs up. Because, baby, these tabs here, over here, beat my behind. Okay. Let me say. Yeah, make sure you guys thumbs up. Please thumbs up this video, baby. Okay, let me see. What can I do? Because I want you guys to see what I see. So let me just do this. When I tell y'all, I really have been struggling on being able to do this, get back to the hang of this. But it's all right. I'm going to make it through. Okay? I'm going to make it through. Let me see. Oh, someone just put something in the chat. Period. Yes, ma'am. Come on, love. And by the way, too, I want to say thank you guys so very much. I really do appreciate your contributions. I know I really haven't been going live and stuff to really appreciate you guys. I try to be very upfront and transparent with you guys. I really do appreciate it. I really, truly do. I really, 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 truly do. Loves, right. If you're going to dislike the behavior, it should go both ways instead of the one you don't like. And this is how I know a lot of the times, and keep in mind, I agree with everything that you just said. This is how I know a lot of times that people be having a bias. Now, don't get me wrong. I love me some Kenya. But I'm not crazy or I'm not delusional enough to think that everything she does is right. That's not me. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I may try to windmill from a girl. I'm like, okay, girl, like get it together. I'm trying to be on your winning team. Come on, get it together. But I also know that sometimes we have to get it together. Let's see, who will win in the fight, Tommie or Jessica Dime? Love and hip hop, definitely Tommie. Okay, so I'm gonna answer it now because I'm gonna be honest with you because I will be talking about that whole Natalie Nunn and Tommie thing. Let's just get into this for 2.5 seconds. in terms of Tommie, I've seen Tommie fight on Zeus Network. I'm gonna say this. Tommie, I don't think, because even when she was fighting Stunner on Zeus Network, she was missing all of her hits. She was just swinging, missing, and it was just like, okay, girl, you doing all of this, but you just missing all of these hits and stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. I think me seeing Tommie on Zeus Network, it really, I'm gonna say, opened my eyes, because it was like, okay, I know she can fight, but I wasn't sure if she was as good of a fighter as people portrayed her to be. I've always felt like Tommie, she can quote unquote fight. It's just that I feel like a lot of times people get intimidated because when she does go at it with people, she got veins all in her neck and she going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I'm gonna be honest, but I will be talking about the whole Tommie versus Natalie Nunn thing, because we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, because even when I seen Jessica Dime fight, she was pulling hair and stuff. But at the same time, she also worked in a strip club. And to be completely honest, they part-time boxers. No shade. Strippers, strippers, exotic dancers are part-time boxers. So I don't know. It could go either way. But to be completely honest, I believe that Tommie's name holds more weight than her hands. To be completely honest. Just to be completely honest with you. But let me continue. So let me read this. That's what I was putting this up. Now y'all see how y'all got me all distracted. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video. But I really do appreciate you guys. I really do, because baby, when I tell you this stuff over here been getting me all the way together. Let me see. Can I pull this bad boy up? Let me see. Yodelay. Oh yes, because I'm gonna need to show y'all this, because I was so proud of this video that I will be showing a little bit later. Now, because earlier this week I was gonna do a show and I was gonna call it "Welcome to Mammy Land," and I was gonna show you guys a couple of clips, because I feel like a lot of times, yes, I do kind of like shit on black men, but at the same time I wanted to put some positive things about black men as well, and kind of talk about the good and the bad. I feel like I always talk about the more of the negative or the more serious stuff. Let's talk about some more positive things. Bam. Let me see. Now let me drop, because now I got it pulled up. So let me drop my banter. Bam. This right here. Now, I just want you guys to see that right here. But I think because that word is on the screen, I'm probably going to put that right back up just in case, just to make sure. But I'm going to read the article for you. All right, so it says here, I will be substituting their names. Now, I will probably be butchering their names as well. Now, it says here, former Ohio State football players Amir R., because girl, that last name, I do not want to butcher it, and Jocelyn Went, with his name gonna be W, were acquitted of sexual assault and kidnapping charges stemming from a sexual encounter that took place 3 years ago. Girl. Now it says the ruling was made last week when both Went and Rhop, I'm gonna call him Rhop, breaking down in tears as the jury verdict was read out to them. The pair was arrested back in February 2020 and charged with 2 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of kidnapping after they were accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old at their apartment earlier that month. Now it says here, during their trial, it was contended by their attorneys that the woman accusing them of sexual assault had consented to have sex with both men, but later regretted it, while also blaming the woman's dad for allegedly pushing his daughter into filing criminal charges against the football players, who were dismissed from OSU the day after their arrest. They have maintained their innocence throughout the case. Now it says here, and I continue, what appeared to be tremendously helped the pair during a 3-day trial was the video evidence Rhop, I'm assuming his last name Rhop. I'm probably butchering it, y'all. Rhop had of himself asking the woman whether she would engage in consensual sex with them. Rhop was later questioned in court why he decided to record the accuser when he asked her for consent, to which he responded, saying his team staff had always instructed players to get consent on the record. The woman said that, the woman said she only consented because she was scared she wouldn't be allowed to go home if she didn't abide. Now, girl. Now, the reason why I thought this would be a good segue, it's because with Gizelle Bryant making certain allegations or pushing narratives, and by the way, she wasn't the only one that kind of like pushing narratives. Gizelle Bryant's her role on the cast, because be completely honest, she doesn't really have too many storylines that she brings, at least from what I've seen of the show. But however, she likes to stir the pot and really likes to mess with other people. And so there's another person, Ashley Darby. She has a friend that made an allegation about Candace's husband as well, and so that all plays a part. So I'm really happy for these men. I'm really happy. Now I will say this though, just because you get quote unquote consent on camera, that doesn't mean that when the woman actually did enter sexual activity and she said stop, that does not mean that she didn't feel uncomfortable once you guys actually began to get into sexual activity. But at the same time, apparently whatever happened in that courtroom, the jury believed that it was a false allegation. That obviously all of the evidence and all of the perspectives, witnesses, or whatever happened in court played in favor of the Ohio State football players. And I'm really happy that the staff members of the team kind of instructed the players to and make sure they go the extra route, because yes, you may be a football player, yes, you may be damn near a celebrity on campus, but you also have to be aware of certain things and be aware of your surroundings, or be aware of situations, because people in the situation may not be evil, but the way that situations may line up, it may put you in a rock and a hard place. So with all of that being said, I'm so happy for them. And I'm just gonna move on. So let's continue. Let's continue. So okay, so now we got Bow Wow, girl. So we have a residential person that we love on this platform. We have Mr. Poetic Flacco. Let me just pull his stuff up. Poetic Flacco. What is bad boy at? I don't know why I brought that down. So girl, y'all make sure you guys thumbs up this video. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Baby, y'all make sure you guys thumbs up. All right, so let me bring this down. Baby, it's gonna be a lot of up and down. I'll tell you that much. Bam. Okay, so Bow Wow. So Bow Wow has something he has to say and get off of his get off his chest about men in clubs being groupies and comparing them to women who are groupies. So let's hear what he had to say. Oh, by the way, all of this falls under the, fair use, and plus, I know Poetic Flacco, he has no issue with us. Y'all make sure you guys follow him. Make sure you follow his YouTube, follow all his, social medias and stuff. I want to shout him out, make sure you kind of soften the blow. I'm just saying. All right, let's see what he had to say.
What y'all say? Men have to be the most groupied out, annoyingest creatures in a nightclub. Ladies, it's not the ladies, it's not the women. And I tell women this all the time. They be like, oh, your sex is gonna be full of groupies. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be some baddies for sure. Like, that's the only way it's gotta be. But these dudes, though, y'all gotta stop thirst balling in the club. Like, that shit is crazy. Niggas be pushing the women out the way to get as close as they can to the dude, like to the celebrity. This shit gotta stop. Like last night, one person made it just so nasty at the club, like dude yelling all over the music. Yo, Bow Wow, come here, come here. First of all, bro, you wasting your time waving your hands on me. Come here. I don't know you and I'm not walking nowhere. Like that's number one. Number two, like it's just time for niggas to have like some proper club etiquette, man. You niggas ain't got no proper club etiquette. Have a good time, kick it, get on something, you know, instead of watching me have fun all night, get on something. Get on. I don't care what y'all say.
Okay, so how do y'all, okay, I have a question. So how do y'all feel about that? Like, how do you guys feel about what Bow Wow said? I'm gonna play it one more time, but as this is actually marinating in y'all souls and y'all spirits, y'all let me know what you guys think in the chat. Let me know, and I'm actually gonna read a couple of comments. Now, y'all, Poetic Flacco has a different audience over there, over in his sector and stuff. So only God knows what we're about to see in his chat and you know, in his comment section. If you know, like I know, and I'm pretty sure everybody up in here knows, his perspective can be kind of out there, and only God knows what his followers believe too. Okay, but I'm gonna let that play. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the chat. Okay.
Men have to be the most groupied out, annoyingest creatures in a nightclub. Ladies, it's not the ladies, it's not the women. And I tell women this all the time. They be like, oh, your sex is gonna be full of groupies. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be some baddies for sure. Like, that's the only way it's gotta be. But these dudes, though, y'all gotta stop thirst balling in the club. Like, that shit is crazy. Niggas be pushing the women out the way to get as close as they can to the dude, like to the celebrity. This shit gotta stop. Like last night, one person made it just so nasty at the club, like dude yelling all over the music. Yo, Bow Wow, come here, come here. First of all, bro, you wasting your time waving your hands on me. Come here. I don't know you and I'm not walking nowhere. Like that's number one. Number two, like it's just time for niggas to have like some proper club etiquette, man. You niggas ain't got no proper club etiquette. Have a good time, kick it, get on something, you know, instead of watching me have fun all night, get on something. Get on. I don't care.
Come on, proper club etiquette. I know that's right. All right, so let's go. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. When it comes down to it, you know, it's so funny. I knew what says, oh, he just chilling in the bed, unbothered now, huh? LOL. I know that's right. Now, Lee, I knew somebody was gonna say that. I knew somebody was gonna say that. I can't imagine doing all that for Bow Wow. I knew somebody was gonna say that. But I really wanted to, like, to be completely honest, what I've seen as well is that, like, I think the narrative of groupie always does get pushed upon women. Oh my God, you gotta be a groupie. But these dudes, they really do be grouping out too. But the thing about it as well is that I see both sides of the spectrum. I see the side of, okay, you're a celebrity, and part of your quote unquote, I don't want to say job. What's going on, our shine? Like, part of your job is, of course, engaging with fans. And I understand that sometimes it can be a bit much. I understand that sometimes you like, okay, I'm just trying to come to the club, have some fun. But and here's another thing, and this kind of goes back to the Busta Rhymes as well conversation. I'm gonna try to tie in some other topics I've been meaning to talk about while I was gone, but I didn't get a chance to. This also talks about the Busta Rhymes stuff as well, as that I think sometimes people get carried away and completely dehumanize celebrities as well. But I'm going to hold off on that. Let's get into this comment section and see what the people are saying. Let me see. Where you at? Let me get over here. So, let me see. The one person says, as soon as the groupie Naga gets a flick, the caption is always the same. We working, okay, or stay tuned. Something's in the works. Another person says, well, duh. Don't no man want a man attention. LOL. Yes, come on, toxicity. Because you can't be a fan of another man, and you can't have, you know, all you can have are just, you know, female fans. Okay, that makes perfect sense. You better make sure you dominate the world and with your fan base if you only have one gender. But okay, I digress. Now it says, look at the guys in the comments tight in the chest. He ain't lying. Another person says, uncommon W. And that says, Nagas, ain't nobody geek to see you. I knew somebody was going to say that, girl. Ain't nobody even recognize him. Stop lying. That is funny. Now it says, homie, shit, feel lucky somebody even recognize him and want to pick. So he got male groupies. Sus. Yes, come on, toxicity. Another person says this. And I be so mad. What the hell? And I be so mad they be pushing and all tall and shit. Can't see shit. I be talking all that ish. That says, won't say what I say because I get blocked. But yeah, true. I've seen it. Oh, come on, typos. Y'all make sure y'all stay in school, y'all. Now it says, who is he? Like, really, though, why would anyone be pushing anyone else out of the way to see him? Homie's teeth look like he chew rocks and spit pebbles. Oh, girl, not you over there reading. Who was that? Make sure I don't piss you off. Not you over there reading. Okay, so let me see. What y'all got to say? Oh, here come Leah. Oh, no, Jesus. Let me see. Now it says, when I see celebrities in public, I usually act regular, but I've never seen anyone I was a huge fan of. I can agree. I've only seen one. I've only had one encounter with a celebrity. One encounter ever. And the encounter that I had was with T. Pendale. And some people, let me see. I met him. I was in Boca Raton, Florida, at FAU, and we was at a college football game. And this person named T. Pendale, I want to say he's a keep in mind, y'all, I didn't really know him at the time. It was my friends that kind of knew him. He's a famous YouTuber, big YouTuber and stuff. Hold up, give me 2.5 seconds. Shout thumbs up. So okay, so let me see. I'm gonna put it up here. Bye bye. Yeah, so T. Pendale, he's a really big YouTuber. I really don't know if he really still does. I wish I still had that photo. It was so long ago. But yeah, I didn't know him at the time, but my friends knew. Oh my God, T. Pendale! Oh my God! And I was like, okay, girl, I didn't know who. Now he worse. See, the views and the opinions expressed here in the Reckless Bureau do not always reflect Reckless Logic. I don't know anything about this man, so that does not reflect me. But I will say this is that my friends knew him and I didn't know him, but I was like, okay, I'll take the picture. It wasn't a big deal, but I do know, and I have heard of stories where people like to overstep their boundaries and forget that celebrities, yes, it's their job, and I'm using quotation marks, it's their job to, get a picture, give out pictures, engage with their fans, engage with the supporters. To be completely honest with y'all, I kind of don't like the word fan because I feel like people like, oh, you a fan. So I kind of like to use supporters, like to engage with their supporters and stuff, but sometimes you're just not in the best of mood. So sometimes, yes, they do bite the bullet and be like, you know what, I'm not in the best of mood, but I'll do it anyway. And sometimes they just don't feel like being bothered. And for me personally, even though I've never experienced this, I've also come to the realization that if I ever meet a celebrity and if they tell me they're not in the mood, I'm going to respect their decision. Now, I will say this as well when it comes down to Mr. Shade Moss is that I think sometimes what gets him in trouble is that he's a bit arrogant, and that can really throw people off. Like, the message is good, at least for me. I understand the message, and I understand the nuance, but him at times, girl. Let me see. Now it says here, all he talked about was he wasn't famous because of his teeth. He got his teeth fixed, and now he try to act like he 20 when he deep in his third. You see, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Once again, y'all, the views and expressions and opinions do not reflect Reckless Logic, and this does not reflect the Eargasmic report, okay? These are people stating their own opinions. I do not know this man. I don't know anything about this man and his teeth. Michael said that. Okay, I ain't say that. Okay, I got to let y'all know. But let me move on before I over here get in trouble. Okay, so let's get into this bad boy here, girl. So the brat is pregnant, baby. Yes, come on, the brat. Oh, that's the bat. I feel like he's trying to run back. I feel like he was trying to slick brag with his video. Yeah, it's like I feel like whenever it's the energy that sometimes he has that turns people off. but I do understand the message and I understand both sides of the spectrum. So, you know, trying to find that sweet medium that sometimes celebrities just don't be in the mood, but at the same time, you know, that is what comes with it. But I think when you have a little bit more compassion, you'll be able to find that middle ground. And I especially if, quote unquote, if I'm a content creator and let's just say I do blow up, like I've done videos, like one of my videos right now that's like I forgot, 150K, 200K. Who's to say that I just don't blow up? And then on top of that, I'm not even a big YouTuber or whatever, but yet I still have people that jump in my DM, say, "Oh my God, I love you. I love your videos. You know, give me words of encouragement and stuff." And sometimes I don't be in the mood, but at the same time, I do understand that at one point in time, that was me. That was me. And realize that sometimes it comes with that. So trying to find that sweet medium that, you know, even though I am a content creator and I don't fully like get the full-fledged experience, but at the same time, I can be able to listen to other stories and stuff and be able to find a sweet medium. Let me say this. Bye-bye. Okay, so the Brat done got pregnant, baby. I know that's right. She done got knocked up. Bye-bye. And for some reason, it seems to glitch up everybody's logical thinking. They can't handle it. They do not know what to do. Okay, so this right here is brought to you guys by the Jasmine brand. It says the Brat announces she's pregnant with her first child at 48. And it says here, and I quote, "I thought it wasn't in the cards for me." Girl, let's get into it. And as everybody knows, the Brat is with Jessica Judy Harris, girl, DuPont. Okay. Now, are expecting their first child together. Harris DuPont had 3 children before her relationship with the rapper. The Brat shared that she didn't think she would ever have children. And it says here, and I quote, "I never thought I was going to have kids," she says. "I just thought it wasn't in the cards for me. I've had a great career, a full life. I felt like because I didn't get pregnant early on, then it just wasn't going to happen for me." I'm like, girl. Now here's the thing. Before we even get to these comments, because I know some of these people acted a fool in these comments. They acted a fool in these comments, okay? But I'm so happy for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they're doing something that they want to do. Not feel like they're forced to do it, but I'm happy that they want to do those things. But this is another example of how queer people have children. This is an example how queer people have children. This is an example. And now when we go in these comment sections, I did see a few comments. It seemed like it glitched in their system of how, wait, what? She dressed more masculine. What you mean she's having a baby? Like it was all over the place. Okay. It was all over. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm going to read a couple of these comments. Now, some people are saying, like Miss Kenya Moore, she said, "Oh, congrats." I know that's right. One person says this: "The things I should have placed on my 2023 bingo card have consistently amazed me. Congrats to the baby and Judy." Now, another person says this. Ooh. Now, another person says this: "Does her sister know before we do? Because we know Lisa Ray will be chopped and screwed if the public found out first." That is hilarious because I most definitely did a video on their relationship. When I found out they was actually blood, like when they was brothers, when they were sisters. Now it says here, "Beautiful to see women getting what they always wanted, even when they didn't think it was possible. 48 and pregnant is amazing." I have a question for all the women here. When do women typically, not always, but when do women typically begin, I guess when they start to have menopause or whatever? Like at what age would they typically have that happen? Typically, if you know. Now, while you guys put in the chat, I'm gonna read a few more comments. Now it says, "This has made me," oh, here we go. Here we go. I think this is gonna be the one. Now it says here, "This has made me sad. I thought I understood the LGBT community, but I clearly don't. I have to learn more. I thought as the man of the relationship, it would be her wife carrying the baby. I'm confused, but happy for her. And this is what we mean when y'all get into these conversations about queer people and y'all think y'all know everything and da-da-da-da. And then now we literally have another public demonstration of queer people doing things, quote unquote, outside of the norm or outside of the box. So not only is, quote unquote, two women together and they're procreating, whatever the method was, the masculine presenting one is the one that's actually carrying the baby. Then the people would assume the more feminine one was carrying the baby. But keep in mind, the reason why, and this is me now, this is me using more of a logical thinking. I don't have any evidence to back this up. But in order now around 50, so everybody in the chat saying around 50, 55, post-menstrual menopausal around 60. I understand the Brat had transferred embryo. Okay, so it was a transfer of embryo. Okay. So here's the thing. Now, I was going to say, I just believe. Okay, so this is me using my logical thinking. I have no evidence to back this up. Do not use this as fact or anything. This is just me thinking, trying to make things make sense in my head. I'm giving you guys a warning. Okay, so first things first. I would think the reason why the Brat wanted to be the one, or she ended up being the one to carry, is because maybe, like it said, Judy had 3 children before her. So maybe she didn't want to do that again, or maybe she didn't want to be the one to carry again because she already did it 3 times. That could or could not be the case. And also, too, with the Brat, she probably wanted to experience it. And this goes to another notion. Just because someone is queer, that does not mean they don't want to become a parent. Either through the foster care or through actually having their own children. So, yeah. Let me see. Come on, what's going on, Arshawn? I had to learn to drop preconceived notions. The best assumption is that I probably need to ask. See, there we go. And it doesn't hurt to ask, and especially when I will say most of the times when it comes to queer people, it's typically the energy that people kind of ask it in. That's how we kind of decipher if a person's being malicious or not. Like today I had a conversation with a dude. His name was Tommie B. And he was asking questions, and the thing about it, I didn't feel like he was coming from a malicious place. So he was able to ask all different types of questions, and we were able to have a conversation and really talk about some things. So, it's all about the energy. So yes, I'm happy for them. But let me go to this other site because I'm I know they probably acted the fool. And I'm gonna read a couple of comments and then I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna try to have this in around an hour and something. Because I know this next segment is gonna take a little bit of time. Okay. Now it says here. Now, of course, this is the same story with the Brat. She reveals that she's pregnant. But let's get into these comment sections. Now, one person says this. Oh, I'm over here burping. Lord, that's not ladylike. Now it says here, Phaedra Parks. Come on, Miss Phaedra Parks. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of you, it says babies are the best blessing. Congratulations. Another person says, "Aww." And that's another thing too. I wonder if these were 2 men, would the same people have the same reaction if these were 2 men? I just wonder. I know the answer to that, but I'm gonna let y'all put that in the chat and let me know if that's the case. Now, one person says this. Y'all acting like the child going to come out as a baby stud. Oh, Jesus. It's a baby, y'all. She's still a woman. Laughing emoji. Now, I'm pretty sure based on this comment alone, people were over here acting a fool in these comments. Let me continue. It says, why are y'all shocked and mad when people with uteruses decide to use them for the intended purpose? She had a working, healthy uterus, and therefore she can have a child. Why some of y'all confused by that? Congratulations to them both, and I wish them a healthy delivery. And I know that's right. Let me see. No, one person says this. So this not weird? Okay. Let me see what some of these replies. Now, some people are saying, right, weird as hell. Another person says, nah, you trying to find a problem in it, though. Another person says, no, she's a girl. How is this weird? Come on, preconceived notions. The thing I love about this era is that everything that we quote unquote, and I'm saying everything as in us as a culture, everything that we quote unquote we know as a culture, it's like we're having to redefine our perspective and reconstruct our perspectives on what we think we know. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it because now what we're doing in the culture, and I know sometimes for people it may look really extreme and all the other things, but now what we're doing, because I literally had this conversation earlier, what we're doing now, we're literally offsetting the scales, where at one point in time the scale only had one perspective. The scale only the narrative, the voice of there's only heterosexual people, there's only cisgender people, and that's it. Anything else is weird and it doesn't exist and it shouldn't exist. But now we're getting into a culture to recognize that no, queer people exist, no, melanated people exist and they're human. No, women are considered human beings as well. No, when it comes down to queer people, trans people, and non-binary people, they do exist. And since they do exist, we are going to have to reconstruct this system that never gave them a place or a voice in this nation. Especially if this is the nation of the free. Now, if this is probably overseas somewhere, then people can probably, not saying that's right, people can probably argue that they don't need no voice. But we can't say that we're a melting pot. And then now, when the melting pot is starting to be constructed to be more inclusive of all things, that's not hurting anybody, we shouldn't have no issue with that at all. So I'm happy for them. I'm living for it. Let me read some of y'all comments. Let me know. Let me see. Now it says, or Brat wanted to feel a connection because the child doesn't have her genes. Possibly. I don't know. Like when it comes down to the whole having a baby and queer people having children, I really don't know the ins and outs of that. So yeah, possibly. I'm just taking what you say for face value. So I haven't looked into it, but possibly. What's going on, Neo X? Nope. Okay, so I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that if people knew that if there were two men who had a baby, they wouldn't have that same energy as, oh my God, congratulations. There would be a different reaction. Yeah, I agree. Welcome to patriarchy. Leon, I'm happy for that, for the Brat. I know I'm happy for them too, and I'm really, really, really happy. So let's get into this last segment, baby. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown was something. It's so funny because me and Conscious were talking about Chris Brown, and it just so happened to come up in conversation. This before some of the allegations and stuff started to come back up again about his colorism past, and I'm using quotation marks on the past part. So let's go down the whole Chris Brown series. Okay, so as everybody knows, well, if you don't know, Chris Brown has a quote unquote history, and I'm using this term loosely, history of colorism or having a colorist background. These are allegations, at least from my perspective. These are allegations that have not been proven. These are allegations that haven't been proven to my knowledge. Now, if y'all have something different in the chat, y'all feel free to express it in the chat and let me know. So, colorism allegations, of course, everybody knows about the infamous Rihanna situation where the two ended up getting physical. And from what I understand, and this is not a fact, this is not a fact what I'm about to say. This is what I understand. From what I understand, more context of that night is apparently what I was told is that she had spit on him or something along the lines. I don't know. But apparently there was a lot of stuff that had happened that night. They ended up going their separate ways. But Chris Brown ended up going through the industry, and he was kind of well known for having a hot temper throughout his career. Okay, so as time went on, there were more colorism allegations that came forth, but also, and I will say this as well, with those allegations, at least for me, because I have not fully followed them, because I gotta say this slow, because I don't want to push these narratives. I have not fully followed them. There were no proof of these allegations being true. There were only allegations. I do remember Tokyo Vanity coming out and speaking out against Chris Brown, because there was a situation where in a apparently there was a situation where there was a colorism, allegation or, conversation surrounding Chris Brown's name came up at one point in time. And I'm assuming that he was denying those claims as I said, I'm not colorist. What you mean? Yada, yada, yada. What do you mean? Yada, yada, yada. He was denying those claims. So I keep wanting to say Tokyo Tony. Tokyo Vanity decided to step out and says, okay, like, let's just call a spade a spade. You're saying those allegations are false, and you're saying that these things do not represent you, but however, stand on what you mean and what you say. These allegations, from her perspective, do represent him, because from what she alleges is that her friend was not allowed in a section because apparently her skin color. Now, that's what was being alleged. And me actually going, well, I'm not gonna say me actually personally going, because I personally didn't go through it, but me actually watching certain YouTubers and stuff go through, having narratives, false accusations pushed on them without proof, and people just believing those things. People literally coming up with conspiracy theories of how a person, this person is in the Illuminati, or this person sleeping with this person, or that, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So me understanding and seeing that, and to my knowledge, I haven't seen proof of the colorism, of those things. So I'm not saying they're true or not true. I'm just saying I don't know. And me seeing other YouTubers be accused of things that they did not do, and people just running with certain narratives, it's on the victims. Well, I'm not going to say victims. The accusers of providing proof. I can trust you, but verify. Trust, but verify. So I do remember there was a situation where a woman, she came out. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if this was a old situation that happened and they just resurfaced, because, the media loves to do that. But there was a situation where a woman came out and she was just about kind of hinting or, saying that the whole thing, playing with the narrative that Chris Brown is a colorist, and making the allegations. And I'm assuming she got a lot of backlash, because then she came back out and said that video that I made had nothing to do with Chris Brown and all those things. I'm like, in my head, like, when I seen the video, I was like, girl, you literally said Chris Brown. Like, don't retract your statement. Like, you meant that. You said he was a colorist. You said that. And so me also seeing how people will go to extreme lengths to be in the media, I'm kind of more reserved on kind of believing every single thing that a person says or accuses of other people. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to hold off on that. But let's get into something else. Let me share my screen once again. Come on, share the screen. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up the video. Please make sure you guys thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Girl. Okay, so I can actually take this down because this is gonna be the last one. Bam. So now let's scoot over to Twitter. Oh, hold on, y'all over here saying stuff. Let me over here. Now it says here, Leah says apparently Karrueche had a restraining order on him too. Allegedly, I don't know though. I've heard that before too. Let me see. Now it says Karrueche also has a permanent restraining order and says she was pregnant. There was pictures of her appearing pregnant with rumors attached, and that he pushed her down the stairs. Ooh, girl. I'm not gonna say that's true or not true. Ooh, that is harsh, girl. But let me show you guys this. Because now this is when we're gonna get into the Miss Tommie and Natalie Nunn BS. Okay, them heifers over there fighting. Now I don't know if this is just a promotion for them for their boxing match, so people can get hyped for that boxing match. But we're gonna get into it. So first things first. It says here, now this is brought to you guys by Glock Topics. What an interesting way to promote Scrubs. And is this Natalie Tommie? Oh, is this Natalie Tommie just snatched up? It most definitely is. That wig most definitely came off. Now, Tommie did write something and it's blurred. So let me just read it out to you guys. And it says here, I came in telling them I no longer want to work with this network, and I'm currently a CNA, but learned that an outsider was speaking on my business, and that only happens when an insider told them. Thank God for my, and it says ads, Scrubs, love being, all the other shit. Now it says adorable and comfy, girl. Yes, you better after you go over here and snatch people up and fighting. Now, to my knowledge, because it was somewhere in it's in court documents. Oh, girl, this is too much. Now here's the thing. I remember somewhere in the grapevine. Now I wish I was able to find that part, or maybe it's gonna be somewhere up in here, because I do remember hearing this somewhere in the grapevine. Do not quote me on this. What this was apparently Chris Brown's people, like or his area or whatever. And so it was like, I don't know what energy that he has around him, but he needs to flush a lot of this energy the fuck up out of his damn spaces. If he's trying to be this positive person and really trying to, really clean that image up and stuff. Let me see. So yeah, this is the video of Tommie snatching Natalie up bald and scalping her.
Who said that? Come on.
Hold up. First things first. Who made this wig? Natalie, who made your wig? Like, who made this? Like, who made this wig? Because as soon as Tommie snatched it, them bad boy, them tracks said, well, it's good for fighting, because then when you get snatched up, baby, you able to get up out of there. But who made this wig? Well, no, Jonathan was there. Let me see. I'm gonna play it again though.
Hey, relax. Hey. Hey, relax.
The video again, y'all.
Who said that?
Come on. Relax. Hey, relax.
Come on, Zeus Network. And it looked like I think Tom was about to pick something up. Yeah. I know. Same thing I said. Oh my, we didn't see the fight. Oh, y'all didn't see it? Let me see. Can I play it again? Because I actually got this pulled up on my TV over here, so I can see what. Oh, okay. I see. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. I'm gonna bring it back up. Let me stop sharing. I'm gonna bring it back up. What's going on, y'all? Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up. Let me see. Here we go. Let me see if I do it like this. Will it? Let me see. Bam. So let me see. So I can see what you guys see. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I got a little setup over here. It's kind of cute. I'm able to see what you guys see on, on different places and stuff. I got my TV over here. It's all set up. Get them thumbs up, y'all. Okay, so she did grab. Okay, I want to make sure. period. But let me see if it's gonna play, because I may have to make it a small screen. Let me see.
Who said that?
Oh, come on.
Okay, it's playing.
Hey,
So that wig came off quick.
Hey, relax.
Baby, that wig came off quick, baby. When I tell you, when I did that wig came off so quick. Okay, so let's do this then. So that was the actual altercation. But let's see what the people had to say. Now, I don't know if this is, now I will say this, Natalie does have a reputation. Well, at least from what I hear, I don't know her personally, but people do say that Natalie does have a, okay, so here's the thing. That's Natalie and Tommie. They was over here scrapping it out, snatching each other bald. One left with, you know, with the Queen Latifah braids to the back from Set It Off, and the other left like a nurse. So I'm not. But I will say this is that I don't know if this is like a way of promoting the network. But what I will say is this is that y'all don't get tired of that. Like who's inviting Zeus Network? And this is not me being shady at all. Because at one point in time, especially when Zeus Network first came out, I was like, okay, I can probably audition for Zeus Network. But then when I started to see the audition process and like the dehumanizing nature, I was like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work for me. But and this is not me being shady, but if you have a constant reputation of fighting, who in their right mind is going to continue to invite you to places of a certain caliber? I'm going to say that much. Of a certain caliber. And my thing is like, y'all don't get tired of that. Y'all don't get tired of every time y'all go out, you probably got to like, you know, watch your back and whatever. But let me continue. That says here. It says, long story short, Tommie and M was backstage. They saw, so this is what happened. What's allegedly happened or whatever. Now it says, long story short, Tommie and M was backstage. They saw Chris Brown kids. Tommie tried to speak to them. His team closed door on her. She gets rowdy, then leaves. The rest of them, Rolly, Jonathan Wright, y'all, Rolly from, you know, Bad Girls, etc., get into it with Chris Brown team over her. Rolly confronts her. She hits Natalie. So here's the thing: people are making two separate, you know, they're making two separate situations, allegations. They have two different separate, you know, perspectives on what's going on. Tommie is saying that I don't want to work with the network, but however, I'm being told, people are telling me about my business, but I know that I only told my business to one person. But however, the reason why other people are able to speak on my business is because obviously the other person had to say something. Now, this is what Tommie is saying. On the other hand, everybody else is saying that, girl, you was trying to talk to Chris Brown's children and this team shut you down and then you got mad. Now, I do understand two things can be true all at once. And I also understand that, you know, everybody holds a little bit of truth. Not everybody tells the complete honest truth a lot of the times in these situations. But I'm trying to see how can people make sense of if one person's saying A, B, C, another person saying X, Y, and Z. How is that going to mesh together? Obviously, someone's obviously lying. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. I was gonna get it because of Floyd. Okay, let me read your comment before. Not sure if I'm paying Zeus for their little PPV. Come on, PPV. Now it says, not sure if I'm paying. Oh yeah, you said that. It says I was going to get it deploy. Oh, okay, got you. Now it says here, enough of the fighting phase. I know that's right, girl. Let me see what you guys are saying. Pay all that money to plump shit up on their faces and bodies, but will then turn around and fight like they are part of Fight Club. At this point, they might as well. They might as well. No shade. They might as well go ahead and do WWE. At this point, might as well do boxing. Well, and that's exactly what they're doing. No shade. They might as well. The celebrity boxing. They might as well team up with the celebrity boxing. They already. That's already a thing. Blueface been knocking people left and right. So with the celebrity boxing, why don't they just team up with them? That would make sense. Your brand is quote unquote, and plus on top of it, it's a way to kind of stay in the lane of the fighting and stuff at the same time, trying to clean it up. But at the same time, Zeus does they don't want to clean it up. So not shocked at all. Let me see. So these are what the people had to say. So this is the actual video. Let me take this down. Baby, oh. Yeah, make sure you guys thumbs up, baby. This is my first day back. It feels good. So this is what everything had to say. Let me watch this.
Yes, it was. Y'all got up out of there. And while we was
Okay, so this is Rolly confronting Tommie.
trying to get up out of there, we got attacked by 3 different niggas from the back.
That's your problem.
No, it's your problem. And you never have no fault, so you can go somewhere with that bullshit.
Who don't have no fault?
You don't.
I don't hear.
You don't.
I don't right now.
You don't. I know you don't, because you always drunk or high off a fucking perk or something.
That ain't my
What
problem.
is you talking about?
And
It is no problem. Learn how to conduct yourself like a woman in fucking public, bitch.
I always do that.
I'm not gonna lie, like Rolly for me. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Miss Zeus Network and the bad girls and all those other things. I'm not gonna lie. Rolly, she's kind of a neutral person for me. It's like I like her, but then at times I dislike her on the show. But I feel like she's a real cool person. I feel like she's like really fun, probably really fun to be around and stuff. But I feel like at times the show, at least from my perspective, and I could be like misreading her or misreading situations, I feel like sometimes I really don't like her because I feel like sometimes she kind of overdoes it. And what I mean by that is that I feel like sometimes that she may try to, I'm trying to see the best way I can word this. I feel like she at times, especially when it came down to her and Stunner going back and forth, when Stunner made the comment, and for y'all that don't understand, Biggie and Stunner was going back and forth in the vehicle, that the vehicle, car, whatever truck that they had, and Stunner was just mad, and so she said at her mouth talking about some it don't matter to me, anybody can get it. But I get why someone could probably take offense to that, but at the same time, I understand that when people get mad, they say anything. It's like, okay, girl, whatever. But I felt like when Rolly got up and said something, it was really like on 20. I felt like she only did that because she wasn't expecting Stunner. She was expecting Stunner to back down because Stunner was much more smaller than her. So I feel like I see different aspects of that when it comes down to Rolly. I feel like that what kind of turns me off, and I could be misreading her. So, but I do like the fact that she's not backing down from Tommie along with Stunner. And this goes back to what I was saying about Tommie, is I feel like with Tommie, people usually back down from Tommie because of her mouth or because of what she may do after the fight. Not because what she may do in the fight, what she may do after the fight. Because also keep in mind, 2.5 seconds ago, when we saw Natalie, when you guys finally saw Natalie and Tommie fight, it looked like Tommie picked up a utensil, was trying to actually, hurt Natalie. So the fight wasn't really that bad, but however, it was the fact that she was willing to possibly go the extra route to really put Natalie up under. And so I like the fact that when it comes down to Rolly and when it comes down to Stunner, they're not backing down from Tommie. And Tommie, she's used to people backing down because they're used to, she's used to, and also Akbar. And y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Akbar. but she's used to having to probably get loud and probably just having veins out her neck and people just getting intimidated and backing down. And I'm living for it. So let's continue. So now this is the other video right here. Okay, yeah, that's the fight. The other side of it. Baby, that wig ain't off. Quick, baby. Yeah, you can see it right there. You see it right there. You see it right there where the utensils in the hand. I'm gonna say most people aren't really scared of Tommie because, at least from my perspective, this is what this is the conclusion I've concocted. People aren't really scared of Tommie because of the actual fight. They're scared of her because of what she may actually do. Now, let me give you guys some inside tea. So, one of my relatives, they're friends with Jocelyn Hernandez's I'm trying to keep this under wraps. Okay, so one of my relatives, they're friends with Jocelyn Hernandez's family relative. I'll just keep it like that. Relative. Extremely close relative. Now, current day, this relative and Jocelyn do not speak currently. But when they were close and when they were speaking, there was a situation where, now I can't prove this is a true or not true, but this is what the story that was told to me from my relative, from Jocelyn's relative. So we about to have some tea time. So what was told to me is that Jocelyn and Tommie actually did fight off camera. They did. Now that's what was told to me. Allegedly, they actually did fight. Now, I do not remember exactly the story that was told to me, whether who won, who lost, or whatever. But what that did after I seen, what's her name? Tommie fight and stuff, I was like, okay, she doesn't get, like, she gives me she will fight, but she don't give me that she out here just busting, busting people's heads open. You get what I'm saying? So I forgot exactly whether I was told that who won the fight, but what I was told was that they actually did fight. And what I also was told, this was around the time Jocelyn put the restraining order on Tommie, because remember, y'all, Tommie tried to hit Jocelyn. Tommie said this herself, tried to hit Jocelyn with her car. Remember, if you go back to the Real Housewives, we go back to Love and Hip Hop, the last season Jocelyn was on. Remember, that's the reason why they had to separate them, because of the restraining order. So for me personally, even after me watching, I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe that Jocelyn possibly won the fight, but Tommie was willing to take Jocelyn up out of here. So I think that kind of is what happens when it comes down to the dynamics of when it comes down to Tommie and people going against Tommie, is that, okay, I could beat your ass, but at the same time, I'm not trying to, take you up out of here, in so many words. That's why you have to run up on Tommie and put her down, girl. And to be completely honest, and now that I actually think about it, and that actually makes sense. Another reason why Stunner really probably don't give a F either, because to be completely honest, the word out on the street is that Stunner had put, now this is all alleged, I haven't actually fact checked this, but this is what people were saying on the gram, the Twitter spaces, MySpace. They were saying this on Snapchat, TikTok, all these other platforms. These are what the people were saying. I did not come with this information, and I did not fact check this, but what the people were saying was that apparently when it came down to Stunner, she was the one putting motherfuckers in cages. So now you got somebody that don't give a F, because they put somebody in a cage. Not saying that it's right, But you got somebody that don't give a F. They putting somebody in a cage. And then not only that, you also got somebody that just about would probably stare, hurt you, puncture you. I got to clean this stuff up for YouTube purposes. Puncture you with the cutting utensil, and also possibly run your ass over with a vehicle. So, girl, it's just a lot. Now they do too much hollering and talking for me, girl. That is the key. But that's really it for my video for today, guys. It feels really good to be back. Let me hold up before I do all of that. Let me make sure. I gotta make sure, y'all, that I talk to the people. Make sure that I want to try something different too. So, yeah, I have to use different code words, baby, because baby, I was told to do this. I'm putting something in the comments. I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna try to do it like this. I'm gonna put magic. I'm gonna start putting angel numbers in the chat. I totally forgot about that. I'm gonna hold off to that. I totally forgot about the whole kitty thing. Thank you for reminding me, because I most definitely have it here written down. So let's talk about Miss Keely. Because we also gonna get into Miss Cheetah Girls. I'm so glad, Michael. You know what? You deserve a raise. You deserve a raise. I'm telling you, you deserve a raise because you most definitely reminded me. So Chris Brown and Miss Keely from Cheetah Girls and also from 3LW got into it. Now, the reason why they got into it is because Chris Brown and Miss Chloe Bailey have a song or something project record coming out, and they were promoting the record or whatever they have coming out. And so Keely decided to run her ass over to Beyonce's internet and decided to express her feelings of how she felt about Chris Brown and his troubled past, collaborating with other black women. So here's the thing, girl. This is just because now that I think about it, I'm like, girl, Keely, how can you even say that when you have a troubled past as well, girl? You over there. I digress. But so she decided to run to the internet saying that what he likes to do, he likes to use black women for their talents and use them to be able to engage an audience. By the way, y'all, I'm paraphrasing. So Chris Brown responded in a Instagram story saying that he's so sick and tired of all these promises with the hard THs and spit in it. And as everybody knows, and if you may not be aware, that is a quote unquote legendary, and I'm using quotation marks, legendary line from 3LW, girl, I'm over here using THs now. 3LW's song. I forgot which song that it is, but it was well known only because you could tell when she was singing, she was using her tongue. Because baby. And so what Miss Keely decided to do, she decided to say, how are you obsessed and impressed about me? Because there was a Twitter user that decided to say, like, not the girl from Cheetah Girls got him pressed. And so she responded to that user and said, yeah, and I'm not even the famous one. Bitch, when I tell you I hollered when she said that. That shit was funny to me. It was hilarious. And the thing, and to be honest, I knew that clapback was coming. I knew that was coming. That was hilarious. And I tell you, and if she replaced black women with people, then she would be right. Chris Brown has, and here's the thing too, hasn't had a solo hit in forever. Ooh, girl. I say I ain't gonna speak on that, girl. I don't know. I haven't really been deep in his catalog, so I don't know. But I will say this though. It's like the audacity. It's like this, and this is something that it was brought to my attention. The same people that usually get on their soapbox to condemn him. Okay, cool. Condemn him. Okay, cool. But it's like, you're no better. Tokyo Vanity. Ma'am, you literally had a whole transphobic rant that you had to go back and retract your statements because it was deemed as transphobic, and you wanted to have a conversation to quote unquote learn and have an educational moment. And then on top of that, Keely, ma'am, sis, let's not bring up KFC and Popeye's biscuits and chicken and stuff, because let's be very clear, there was a dark-skinned black woman that you mistreated in your group as well. So yes, I understand. I get the stance, that the posture and the position that people want to take, but it's like, have you forgotten your past too? And I say this all the time, and I don't mean this literally, I mean this figuratively. You can't talk about somebody being an alcoholic when you a drug addict. Make it make sense, girl. I don't know. Just make it make sense. And then on top of that, there was a I didn't even get a notification. Hey y'all, hey. I'm actually about to end this soon. But another thing I also want to make sure I touch up on too is that Keely, girl, you have been in the Cheetah Girls, and you also been in what's she called? 3LW. I couldn't think of that to save my life. In 3LW. And all of those members do not F with you. Do not F with you. So the same way that people say that he's the problem, and I'm not going to deny or confirm that if he's the problem now, because I haven't looked deep into any of this stuff. I'm just taking everything for face value. But if he's the problem, you're the problem too. So how dare you get on your soapbox as if you the Virgin Mary, and you're supposed to have this holy purity about you. But it's like, last time I checked, weren't you slapping motherfuckers with pieces of chicken? So it needs to make sense for me. Janae Eco, Brandy, Drake, etc., has made number one. Oh, girl. Well, I can see that happening because, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, wasn't he? I forgot what they called it, blackballed, I believe. So I don't know. I don't know. People, we all need to do better. We all need to do better. But I do want to try something different this time, because I have noticed that, but by the way, I do appreciate, first I want to say this, 8 Bless became a channel member. Woo! Yay! I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Miss Love's channel member, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate you and your contribution. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But I actually wanted to try this because I understand that a lot of times people, when they do, sometimes they do want to give or whatever, but they don't want to give, they feel like they want to give a certain amount or whatever. So I just wanted to start kind of implementing small things to where people can give, but they don't have to give a lot or anything. Or, if you do give more than what's quote unquote suggested, and I'm using that term loosely, then, that's out of your fair heart, or, your good heart or whatever. But I wanted to do I would say I want to see, what can I call it? I'm gonna say just call it an angel number. So 444. That's the number I just randomly chose. If you send a cash up, PayPal, Zelle, or whatever, that information is down below. 444 is that magic number. So if you do want to give or anything like that, 444 is that magic number. But I do appreciate loves for your contribution. I really do. But that is it for my video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. Till next time, guys, I will see you guys later, and I'm probably gonna see you guys tomorrow. Deuces!